all you sons of guns out there. It's got something nice and prepared for y'all today. Your boy off to Memphis has learned some black magic from our boy Evil Memphis, and you know what? I got a special treat for y'all. We're gonna summon the Summoned Skull today. So I got myself a skull. It's maybe like glass or something. It's not a real skull, but it's fine. And I got myself a copy of Summoned Skull. So here we go. By the powers that be, I summon forth Big Skull Daddy! Oh. Well, that's not good. I guess I shouldn't have used a reprint after all. Anyway, hello everybody on YouTube, it's your boy, the Memphis XLA Alta. Welcome you back to Check This Out, the show we take a look at whatever we want to take a look at and have ourselves a good old time. Today, everybody, we're taking a look at a blast from the past. One of Yu-Gi-Oh's original boss monsters. It's the Summoned Skull, the Lightning Fiend. This big old boy, just as big as that Dark Magician guy. Not as loved by Konami for whatever odd reason. But you know what? We're going to show plenty of love to our Summoned Skull boy today. We got the Summoned Skull and all the bells and whistles. We got his Ritual, his Fusion, his Synchro, his Ixie, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Because he's an Archfiend, and we're abusing that fact. So we got ourselves our deck here today. We're going to be showing off the wombos and the combos, the what do's and the what not do's, and having ourselves a good old time. So, of course, you want the whole deck list. It's going to be the end as always. But for now, we're going to head on into the EDO Pro, that Wild West of Yu-Gi-Oh! And we're going to show off this baby and what it can do. So let's get started. Alrighty, first opponent, another day, another card game. We like to go first with this deck in order to go second. It's one of those decks that we just need a little bit of setup and then we just go for it. So what does our opening hand look like? That's an interesting hand. That is a very interesting hand, I guess. Okay, I normally don't start with this guy because it's a one-off thing. But we'll go for Archfiend Black Skull Dragon, just to get that boy onto the board. He is a big honkin' chonkin' beatstick. And we'll go for Pierce the Light, so it gets even bigger. So, yeah. Seems like a strange way to start the duel when we're playing Summoned Skull, but it's thematic to a degree. I mean, it's an Archfiend. Summoned Skull's an Archfiend. This guy requires Summoned Skull, well, a level 6 Archfiend normal monster. Tell me what it will beast a tall war. No. It requires Summoned Skull. And we're going to be using that. So that's the idea of this deck. We're just trying to use Summoned Skull for various things. That's what we do with this deck. So what are we up against? No idea yet. No idea. Let's see. Ooh, hello. That works beautifully. Here's what we're going to do. Summon forth Archfiend's Eris. Very nice monster. And we're going to special summon Archfiend's Commander. We can just do this if we have a Fiend of the Archfiend variety. We get to pop one of our cards. We have to pop one of our cards. But Eris will get us a card because she got popped. And we're going to go ahead and get the Summoned Skull because he is our boy. And now we're going to go ahead and use our Polymerization. Or maybe. What the fuck is this? Wahada Wada Wada. Triggering an effect monster. The opponent's main phase cards add to the main to the hand. Make the dribble of this card. This guy is summoned from the hand. Make your opponent base the top cards of the deck face down. Either the number of cards in their hand. Shuffle their entire hand into the deck. If they do, they add the cards banished by the. You son of a bitch! I was gonna do the fusion. Well, don't that just kick you in the balls? All right. Well, fine. Alert darkness blindly. Because why not? Alright, well my opponent, well, I guess that's a nice little combo you had there, very cool and all that good stuff. I can't attack with Commander, sadly, but that's whatever at this point. I'm not going to use these at the moment because I don't need to. I don't want to risk this being a battle trap and he chains it. So I'm just going to beat over that. We'll use our Dragon's effect just to burn our opponent a little bit. That's what you get for stopping me from fusing. You know how hard it is to summon the fusion in this deck? It's not that hard, but it's annoying that you stopped it either way. Plus the fact that, like, the Summoned Skull, like, the extra deck monsters Summoned Skull's actually got, not the most insane things. Also, Elector's awesome. I love this bird. It's so cool. But yeah, unfortunate that my opponent stopped that, because I was going to sub out the Fusion. Who, basically, all he does, he makes up my Summoned Skulls bigger. It's only Summoned Skull. It really feels like Konami was planning more for this archetype, but just didn't for some reason. I cannot tell you why they didn't do more with it, but they didn't. It's very strange. And that will stop my... Yeah, he can't use this, but he can get backup squad, so he will get to draw 2, so, you know, my opponent gets to do something. He has to do a little something, but we're still fine because I have Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch. I still got the glitch. This lets me just target and blow up a card on the field. Sends a fiend to the grave, but that's when we send Eris to the grave and just annihilate whatever my opponent's hope was. So, let's get rid of this first card, because he just got this. I don't want to take it away from him. I don't want to take that hope away from him. And let's get Eris going, and let's get another commander, because he has another effect, actually. You know, I was a little worried. With all the testing I do with this deck, a lot of really try-hardy people on the EDO Pro, so it was very hard to get this deck working. But luckily, I seem to have hit a good patch where I'm up against some nicer folks, so I'm happy for that. We have to show off everything this deck does. So we got Commander, normal summon this dude. I was going for the Exceeds! You monster! Gosh dang, all I want to do is summon a cool extra deck stuff that's like subpar at best. You know what? This is what you get. I gave you that card for free, and you turned it against me. Well, here you go. Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend. And you know what? Absolute POWERFORCE. Make it big. We get Exalting Morganite on this thing. We can do insufferable amounts of damage. So that's going to do it for duel number 1, unless you're playing Karibo too. Are you? No. All right, but that's a brief explanation of what this deck's about. We were going to go for so many more things, but y'all can see it can get hard when your opponent stops what you're trying to do. But you know, there was a chance of it. We almost had the fusion. We almost had the Exceeds on the board. We just didn't get it. But you know, we got 2 more duels at least today, maybe a third if it goes a certain way. But that's the idea of this deck. We're using Summon Skull and things that mention Summon Skull and things that work with Summon Skull to just have a good old-fashioned beatdown with the opponent. We're going very old school with this deck. So let's go ahead for duel number 2, show off more what the deck can do. There's still a lot it can do. Alrighty, second opponent. Let's go and do it again. Yeah. Looking forward to it. But now that we've got ourselves a win under our belt, nothing can stop us. So what do we have for opening hand? It's not perfect by any means. Let me think about this. I think I'm gonna activate an Exalting just to get it set up. I'm not gonna play it just yet. I feel like that would be a bad idea. So let me think about this. What is my Starving Venom Dragon? Yeah, I had that. 2 darks. Oh, yeah, it has to be on the field. That's true. Okay, here's what we're going to do. We're going to summon out Archfiend's Eris. And we're going to use Archfiend's Commander. Bring out that boy, because he's going to pop our Archfiend's Eris. That'll search us out. Oh, man. I really want to get Glitch, but I kind of need Summon Skull for this next bit. I kind of need it, because I got, like, very little else at the moment. But, you know, we didn't get to say it the first duel. Let's see it the second duel. Archfiend's Manifestation. It makes all Summon Skulls 500 points bigger. Which doesn't seem like a lot, but you know what? With the power of Pierce the Darkness on our side, our boy can at least do some big damage numbers. So, you know, it's a start. We got Archfiend's Manifestation. What are we going to think? What are we up against? Trap monster deck? Probably. Seals like something like that. Let's go for Turgot of the Underworld. You know, I have less cards in hand. Not as ideal with the time or the Exalting Morganite right now, but you know what? I got Turgot. That's something. Let's see. What do I want to get? We'll get Soul Resonator. Just 'cause I like to get this guy in the graveyard for like later in the duel. That sort of thing. He's really good once I have like Red Dragon Archfiend on board, but right now I don't have that, so it's all good. What's the attack on Bamboozling? He's 1,000. Okay, let's just paddle then. Let's just bail. Attack Turgot of the Underworld. Drowning Mirror Force. Well, that's just mean. That's just plain mean. Alrighty, well that makes things tricky. And my opponent is... Oh man, we're up against a turtle or something. I think we're up against one of those turtles. I'm gonna have to go full on Shredder on this guy and just like turn him into soup. That's the only plan I got right now. So let's go ahead. We'll get the Time Terror Morganite going. I have a feeling this guy's deck is pretty like slow, so that's a good thing. It means I'll have time to build up my board. The only trick is going to be, like, getting around this. Alright. Sounds good. Allure of Darkness, turn. Bring me a card I can use. Okay. Not ideal, but we're slowly but surely getting our board set up. My opponent might have more cards than I do, but I got the power of the Lightning Fiend, so I'm all set for that. Let's see. Let's summon forth Eris. There you go. And I could use Ghastly Glitch to pop this and not worry about it. And it will get me search, so why not? Archfiend's Ghastly Glitch. Let's pop whatever this face-down monster is, see what it is. Cyberjar. I should have known. I should have known. All right, our last Eris is in the grave. Let's search us up a Summon Skull. Summon Skull, Summon Skull. Wait, is that my last Summon Skull? Oh, maybe I should have left that in the deck. Gonna make, making the Red Eyes guy. You know what, really, summon the Red Eyes guy. I don't really care. I don't really care. Not at the moment. I'm just thinking of what I want to do with it. You know what, let's keep it simple. Let's just attack with Archfiend's Eris. I don't see a reason to waste cards. Ah, there goes Polly. That's a little unfortunate, but it's what it is. I'm really not concerned. I'm confused and interested in what this guy is actually trying to do. Because all we've seen so far is battle traps and stuff of the nature. Funnily enough, the Archfiend Black Skull would have been really good against this deck. Because he's got all this back row battle traps and things, and Archfiend prevents my opponent from doing that stuff. So, what can you do? Let's go for Allure of Darkness. Oh, there's Absolute Power Force. That's cool. We'll go for ditching. Archfiend's Awakening, don't need it at the moment. So, what we're gonna do here, summon forth Archfiend's Cavalry. Nice 1900 beat stick. If he gets destroyed, I do get to recover an Archfiend monster, so that's pretty neat. So let's just keep it. Let's just keep feeling this dude out. So this is some sort of silly lockdown strategy. All right. Luckily, that is by an effect, though. So I get an Archfiend card. So let's get... I get another normal summon this turn. Let's go for Archfiend's Commander. We'll get that dude. That'll work. Alrighty. I guess I should have expected that, but at the same time, how are you supposed to know he's got Super Poly? You can't anticipate these things. Alright, well, the Starving Venom is certainly a Fusion Dragon. That is true. And now I have my Ritual spell, so that's a thing. Okay, so I got my other Exalted Morganite. That's not great, but that's fine, too. So here's what we're gonna do. Oh, yeah, I can special summon Vision Resonator, can't I? Thinking here. Thinking. I could just wait a turn. But I feel like that's what my opponent wants me to do. So I'm going to special summon Resonator. Then we're going to tribute it for Archfiend's Commander. That way Commander will bring back my Summoned Skull. Boom Makachu. Alright, now we got that going for us. And normally I would go for Archfiend's Ascent. But I think I need to go for somebody else. Yes. I'm going to go for this guy. Number 39, Utopia Beyond. Because he's going to reduce the dragon's attack to 0. So no matter what, that's going to be helpful to us. Let's go for Ye Olden Battle Phase and attack into this dude and see if that works. Because if it does, that's double the damage thanks to my Exalting Morganite. Hey. Now, I'll lose everything after that, but that's fine. Let's just set a card and we'll end our turn. I don't think this guy has a lot in terms of monster availability. This does seem to just be like some kind of trolley battle deck of some sort. So if I can get just a beat stick, would be fine. There's a beat stick. Archfiend's Cavalry. Attack my Archfiend Cavalry. Let's see. Let's go for another Drowning Mirror Force, or Quaking Mirror Force, or something like that, or nothing. Okay. I was not expecting these duels to go like this today. Oh my goodness. I mean, this is an old school cool kind of deck. It is casual minded. If my opponent's playing Snake Eyes, I'm not going to win against that. But you know, we were able to take down the turtle. We flipped that turtle on its back, and we made soup out of the darn thing. So there you go. So very nice. We were able to outlast our opponent. I'm really curious as to what these set cards are, but I'm not going to check. But there you go. That's the power of tenacity, people. And we got to see the fusion, too, even though he wasn't around very long. So let's go ahead for duel number 3. Might have time for a 4th. We'll see how it goes. Alright, everybody, our third opponent, a fighting third. Surprisingly, we're doing very well so far, but, you know, it can't last forever. There's no way. This deck's got to have some... We got to find some real competition, I'm certain. Alright, so what do we have for an opening hand here? Not the greatest hand in the world, but one we can at least get started with. So let's go ahead for our turn guide of the underworld. And we'll get our Soulful Boy, because I don't want to waste my Eris if I can help it. I don't want to waste it if I can help myself. So we'll start with our Bamboozler Boy. That way we got some graveyard set up with our Resonator when he hits the graveyard. And I'll get to draw a card. My opponent uses a monster effect. So, you know, that's how the deck works sometimes. And I do have my Archfiend's Awakening. Any ritual spell would be really helpful right here, because I get this boy out here along with all this. And oh boy, is this Flower Cardians? Oh boy, that's... Could take a while. Alright, super all in. Does this do something that hits the grave? During the end phase it does. Okay. Flower stacking. Oh boy. This is going to be just an astronomically long duel, isn't it? Yeah. That's kind of how Flower Cardians operate. So what's it do? Control level 2 or lower, summon this card. Okay, allow him to normal summon the Cherry Blossom, I think. So, yeah, tribute a Flower Cardian, draw a card, show it. But I'd rather him draw it for me than himself, because the thing about Flower Cardians is that they draw a lot of cards, and they either do nothing, or they summon 5 synchros in one turn. That's kind of their thing. And I don't mean one after the other, no. I mean they summon like 5 monsters at the same time. Don't ask me how, but they do it. Anyway, we'll stop the Flower Boar, which may or may not help us. We'll find out in a bit. And hey, that could be very helpful, actually, depending on what this guy ends up eventually doing. Because, like I said, if he summons out, like, the big level 5, or what you call it, the 12-star one, I forget the bloody name of the thing, the 5,000 beat stick, that could be a problem, because that negates spell traps. But if he goes for the other one, I can deal with that. So... yeah, we're just gonna have to hope and pray, really. We're just gonna have to hope and pray. So, let's go ahead and skip ahead, I think, and we'll see where this goes. And maybe we'll be able to out the Flower Cardians, maybe we won't. We'll find out in a minute. Alrighty, so it's finally our turn. Thankfully, my opponent did not get a tuner. That could have been bad, but he got no tuner, so now it's our turn to start laying into this dude. And we'll see where it goes. Let's go ahead and activate Pierce the Darkness. Make our monsters huge, and I didn't intend for this deck to work around this guy, but he is being alarmingly helpful. Very alarmingly so, Archfiend Black Skull Dragon. Alright, so let's just beat into this dude and do lots of damage. Luckily, Flower Cardians are, like, really small, and you can just beat over the darn things. What does this one do again? I think that's... yeah, we just beat over that guy, do, like, massive damage. 3,200 points of it. Lots of damage. And burn our opponent a little bit, and see where this goes. Now that I have Pierce the Dark, ×2, just in case, I should be pretty set against Flower Cardians. I mean, again, this guy starts going again, it could get rough. Because that first turn, I was really hoping to, like, end my opponent's career, but did not draw the ritual spell. That would have been really helpful here. Would have been real helpful. And now he does, in fact, have a tuner. Does, in fact, have the tuna monster. Also, the Flower Cardian with the cherries. I was wondering what, like, a link for these guys would look like, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. I don't think Flower Cardian's one of those decks you can really add anything to, except, like, spells, I guess. But regardless of that, what do you? Checking my deck? Leave my deck alone. You already mess with your own deck enough. Alright, but anyway, so yeah, Willow's going to be on the board. So now he's got 5. But if y'all don't know how these guys work, Basically, the tuners can treat every monster you control as the same level, as level 2. Because there's only, like, what, 4? Yeah, there's 4 synchros in this archetype. That's the big one we were worried about. That is Light Flare. And now that he's got Flower Gathering, he does get, what, 4 different monsters. You can't tribute them or anything. You can't summon except for Flower Cardians, but getting 4 non-tuners in one turn is pretty insane. Yeah, he's got all that. Luckily, I did have the 2 Pierce Deductions. He can negate 1 spell trap with this. Shouldn't be able to negate them both. That way we can make sure that our this Light Flare just goes away. Want to get rid of that dude. Alright, so now, yeah, another crane. Now you're going to try and summon 2 of these. Are you going to try and summon multiple synchros again? This is what I'm talking about. This is what Flower Guardians do. This is their shtick. You might summon a second Light Flare. It's possible. Oh boy. Okay, this is the hand trap one, right? Yeah, that's the hand trap that they have. Ooh boy, that could. No, I don't think that's a problem. I don't think. I could be wrong. I could be totally wrong about this situation. Okay, I'm just a humble boy trying to play Summon Skull. And summoning red Archfiend dragons instead. The silly thing. I put this as a one-off card in the deck and like, what the balls, man? What the balls? Why is it in my hand so much? But regardless, yeah, this is where he's going to start drawing more cards. And he can summon anytime he has a tuner monster. I'm really curious as to what... Oh, there we go. Another Light Flare. Let's see. Once per turn. Yeah. Yeah, that's a bit of an issue. Now, granted... Yeah, if he battles into Skull Dragon, he won't be able to activate anything, so... Unless I'm wrong about chain orders and stuff, that should not be a problem. But if he can chain to this, then I'm just dead. Right there, and then I'm just dead. So we'll find out right now. Alright. Does this work? It does, in fact, work. Take that, boy! Alright, well. We're getting really lucky today. I think so. So let's go ahead for duel number 4. At this rate, we might even do number 5. I don't know where this is going, because right now we're summoning all the summoned skulls in the world in the form of this guy. But I'd like to summon out the other skulls. We got the Synchro still, and the Exceed, and the Ritual. So, come on, let's go for duel 4. Let's try to avoid this guy at all possible costs, and just go for Summon Skull. Alright, everybody, the 4th duel of the day. Let's get on into it. We've been having some pretty damn good luck so far, and I hope it keeps going, but I have a feeling, I don't know, I would like it to keep going all day, but I just don't know if it's going to. So let's activate our Time Terror Morganite. And I really wish I had Exalting too, but that's fine. If I just play Time Tearing, I still get to draw 2 cards every turn, so that's good. Let's go ahead and set, and double set. No one expects the double set. So we'll set 2 monsters. It might not look like much, but I am drawing 2 cards every turn, so, you know, it'll work. What are we up against? Allure of Darkness. I play that too. Alright. This will at least give me some idea what this guy's playing. Skull Servants. Okay. Oh, and he's got the Horus combo too. Ooh, that's a pretty nasty one. I play that on Master Duel, and I know how potent that can be. You know, just ditch White Baking with the Horus spell. You're ditching a Horus and you're getting all your Summon Skull stuff going. It's pretty brutal. Absolutely a brutalicious. And he's got the Foolish Burial too. Oh boy. That could be... I don't want to say I'm dead to that, but at the same time, Archfiend's Awakening, which normally would be my go-to for outing big problematic effect monsters, will not work with the Sarcophagus around. Also, why did you send White Lord? Where's White Baking? Oh, maybe he has White Baking in his hand. I don't know, something like that. It just feels like you would send White Baking for that, because then you could have added the Lord and milled a whole bunch of cards. That's like the whole idea of not Summon Skull, but Skull Servants. Actually, I'm looking at this guy's deck now, and his deck is very odd. I guess he's smaller deck main for, like, consistency's sake, but why do you only have 10 cards in the extra deck? Did you just run out of ideas, or did you just don't want to bother with it? One of the two, I guess. What did you mill? Nothing you wanted to mill. Okay. All right. I mean, so far, not too shabby. The big issue is going to be the Horuses, though. Okay, just you have at most 3 Horuses, which is still not great. We'll see. Huh. Interesting indeed. All right. You're going after cavalry. That's fine. You're gonna send it to the graveyard. My opponent is making some decisions here. At least they're benefiting me to a degree, but we'll see what this guy does here. Yeah, Archfiend's Eris is gonna get destroyed. That's totally fine, because that's what I want to happen. Good old Eris, turn. Get me that ghastly glitch that I don't yearn, so I can get rid of this and stop my opponent from running over my soul. I'd appreciate it. Alright. Of course, to be smart, he's just gonna... Never mind. I thought he was gonna use this. Weird. Very odd. Very odd indeed. Okay, here's what we're gonna have to do. Summon Archfiend's Eris. I really don't want... I wanted to summon this thing. Can I get 2 level 6s, please? No. No, I can't. That's rough, buddy. I really wanted to summon you. That's like the one dude I wanted to summon all day, but you know what? It's what it's gonna have to be. So let's use our Tour Guide of the Underworld's effect. We'll get out our Soulful Resonator. Let's activate this effect just to like spook my opponent. It's not gonna do anything, but we'll spook him. And you know what? Wait. Why can't I summon Skull Servant Synchro? This is... Wait. No? Except Dark Synchro... Wait, is Wind... No, that can't be right. What's going on there? Odd. I mean, it's not the worst thing in the world, but that's still kinda eh. Just a little eh. So let's go ahead and just use 2 monsters. We'll make our Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. And I guess we'll end our turn for now. Yeah, just gonna have to hope and pray at the moment. Hope and pray. Alright, minute this dude's turn starts, I do not want to deal with the Horus line. I will lose a card, but that's totally fine. Let's ditch our last Eris so we can search another card. Yeah, because Imseti will do its thing. That's totally fine. Or maybe he won't. Why did he not use Imseti? Very strange. My opponent's making some very odd decisions. Let's see, where's my graveyard again? That's the banished pile. Where's my graveyard? There we go. I don't have a summoned skull in the grave, which is really annoying. Yeah, I should have made more room for Foolish Burial in here. I should have just put the 41st card. But that's what it is. Let's get... I'm feeling... Commander... Yes. I'll get Commander. I think that'll work. Alright, so now it's my opponent's turn. Let's see what they got. Because I still have my air... Ah, damn it, he had another one. Okay, well, I had to try. You can't fault me for trying. I had to give it a shot. Alright. Interesting choices. Interesting choices. I mean, he's called a rogue duelist, so I guess he's doing some roguish thing. Okay, now it's making more sense. Got the old school burner from the different dimension tech card, so we can put all those back in the graveyard and make this bigger. I'm just really surprised he didn't use Imseti's effect, but I guess that makes sense. I guess he didn't want to use this. I don't know. It's really weird. Dang it, I was really hoping he'd use a monster effect, on Bamboozle. Unfortunately, my opponent didn't want to do that. Unfortunate indeed. Because that would have allowed me to just, like, turn it into both players drawing an extra card. I would have liked that extra card, by the way. I really wanted that extra card, but my opponent wouldn't let me have it. So I think the best bet for outing this guy... I wish Red Dragon Archfiend would have the answer. I mean, it kind of does, but at the same time, it doesn't. Not really. So I'm just going to have to hope and pray on this one. We'll see. We'll see indeed. I mean, this is the back and forth I like to see. I just like to see more, like, out of what I'm trying to do here. Alright, what do we got? Pierce the Dark is not bad. Glitch is not what I wanted, though. So let's go for Allure of Darkness. Okay, that's literally the worst it could have been. Oh no! I'm out of stuff. I am out of stuff. There's nothing else I can do. Alright, well I guess I'll activate my End Exalting Morganite, set a couple of cards, and there's nothing else I can do. Unfortunate that we have bricked out. And it's, I guess my opponent was just they were too crafty with that one. They knew what my Bamboozle Shadow was all about. And the fact that he drew into his, that's the thing, the horse, that didn't even matter that much, did it? It really didn't. I could have just left the sarcophagus alone and just got rid of the king. That's my bad, but yeah, unfortunately, that's going to be game right there. Well, the luck had to run up at some point. So at least it was up against a nice deck like a Skull Servants, like, although seeing Brothers of the Bone hitting each other, not the funnest thing in the world. So let's go for one more, though. It'll be a little long today, but I just want to do it one more time, man. It's fun. It's a fun deck to play. We've had a good start. I want to see if we have a nice finish. All right, everybody, our fifth and final duel of the evening. Last chance at romance. What is this? What the balls is this? Every time a card effects activate, except for itself, place an excess counter. 10th counter is put on this. Return this card to the hand. Set from the deck. Continuous trap with the effect that summons a monster. Interesting. Alright. Interesting indeed. Alrighty. Hey! There we go. Finally! Our boss monster might be making an appearance here. That would be great. What is this? Needlebug. Oh, this is like a trap monster deck. Ew. I'm not the biggest fan of these. Not the biggest fan. How many of these counters are you getting? Alright. Lots of counters. Cool, I guess. What did you send to the grave? Lots of Paleozoics. And sprites and all sorts of things. But you know what I'm going to do? Advanced Ritual Art. And summon forth the Archfiends Awakening. Bachumba. Now I've got Archfiends Awakening. He's essentially the boss of Summon Skull. He can't be destroyed by monster effects, and he can't be beaten in battle by monsters. Pretty neat. As for what we're doing after that, I do need something. So, yeah, let's go for Allure of Darkness here. How many counters does that have? 4? Okay, 4 is not bad. Okay, I can work with that. I think I can work with that pretty good. Alright, so that'll get another counter. Yep. Alright, here's what we're going to do. Normal summon Archfiends Eris. Special summon Archfiends Commander. This is like one of our big damage dealing combos. I wish I had an Exalting Morganite right now, because I can, like, potentially edge out game here. But we're going to use Eris's effect. That'll get me my trap card. He is going to get the 6 counter on that. I just need to be slightly thinking about that. Not like too much. Just like I got to keep a record of that. So that's 7 counters. Alright. That's 7. But let's see what you do with this. I summon Starlight Red Dragon Archfiend. And then I'll use Vision Resonator's effect. And you know what that's going to do? That's going to get me my absolute POWERFORCE. Allows me to do, like, lots of damage. And doesn't matter if I chain that. It doesn't matter too much. But basically, this just makes it so I can attack. My opponent can't do nothing when I do attack. And I do, like, piercing damage and stuff. It also does double damage. So, but yeah, this is where End Exalting Morganite comes into play. Because I might be mistaken, but I might double damage twice. I don't think it actually does, but it would still like let me attack multiple times with a guy that has piercing damage and all that good stuff. So, you know. So let's go ahead and set a card, and then we'll battle phase now. This is probably the part where he finally does something. What the balls is this? Monster summoned. Okay, now he has the final counter on this thing. And he can activate this trap right now, and I assume that's what he's been trying to do this whole time. What does it do? Doesn't seem to do much. Alright, well, I'll attack into this. I mean, I can beat over whatever the hell it is. What was the setup? What was that supposed to do? When you play its card effect with this card to the monster zone, destroy as many cards your opponent controls, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so he had something, but clearly it didn't help him too much, did it? So what does this trap do? Monster summoned to your field, set the top card. Again, another one. It didn't work the first time, let's do it again. I mean, I gotta give the guy props for trying, I guess. Send the top card of your deck to the grave. This card is sent to the grave, blah, 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 blah. Okay, and what does this do? Monster special summoned by your trap effect. Summon this card from the hand. During the opponent's battle phase, activate an effect. Synchro or exceed summon. Okay. I mean, don't get me wrong, this seems really cool. Like, the whole idea of this trap, of this spell seems kind of cool. I just don't see it working as well as my opponent thinks it does. Not as well. I mean, I can just straight up battle into that trap as it is. I don't mind losing this stuff. That's the thing. So, we'll see where this goes. Okay. Certainly getting all the counters in the world make yourself bigger. And you added, what did you add? The spell that makes your rank 2s bigger. Okay. That's fine, I think. I don't see a problem with this. Again, Archfiend's Awakening can't be destroyed by monster effects and stuff, so, you know. I don't really care. I mean, I've already used this, so what are you trying to do, brother? Sprite Jetto. Make my monster huge. Alright, so who are you battling into? You are going to battle into my boy. I'm going to have to... Let's see, what does this do again? I'm going to have to say no. I mean, this will allow him to go for his Canadians and stuff. I just remember that's the one problem I probably should have prepared for, but other than that, it's whatever. What's the worst it could do? Because I'm going to go ahead and send my heiress to the grave. We'll give him a few more counters on this. Like 2 of them, I think. Yeah. No, stop. That's 3 more counters. This will be 4 more counters. This is actually becoming slightly troublesome, just because of how, like, random this happens to feel. It just feels a lot more random than it is, let's put it that way. So, get the OG. I want a good luck charm. That's what I want to see. Alright, so this will get, like, all the counters in the world. Uh-huh. Because now he's going to be feeling lucky enough to, like, attack into Archfiend's Awakening, but he's going to find out in a second that doesn't work. That don't work at all. You can't beat over this. Not with this thing. You kidding me? Alright. So it's only when a monster is summoned to his field that this goes off, right? Yeah. So he's going to overlay into Opabinia. That'll give him another mill. And then another counter. And then this, oh, now he's going to activate this effect. He'll get a Paleo trap to his hand. Probably the Canadian one, so he can flip me face down, right? Alright. Well, he's certainly going to have... He's certainly going to be able to do something, let's put it that way. He'll get that trap. Do you play more than one of this? Yeah, it's only from the deck. So, you have another that trap, or you don't? I don't think he actually does. Because it has to be on the 10th counter placement that that goes off, so, I don't think that worked out for you, buddy. So, yeah, he did get the Canadian, as I figured he would. I will activate... Let me double check myself here. Yeah, I'm good. I activate Scarlight's effect. I can destroy all special summon monsters. Or I would be able to, but if they could have been destroyed. And he would have taken damage. But it's all fine. It's whatever. I didn't make a mistake, I swear. Okay, so regardless of that... I just need to beat over this thing, right? That's like the big issue here. So let's summon Turgide from the underworld. Go ahead and use that thing's effect. Because this doesn't do anything anymore. This doesn't do anything anymore. Let's get Soul Resonator set up so that if things do happen to go south, we're still set. And let's go for our... Well, actually, do I want to go for Bamboozle yet? I guess it doesn't really matter too much. Let's just summon him out. Bamboozle and Gossip Shadow. Yeah, I got this guy. Alright, let's go battle phase. Let's attack into Opabinia. I will say, this does seem like a very... I just like this spell for, like, the whole sheer absurdity of it. That's the thing I like about it the most, is the fact that, you know, you set this spell up, you start chaining all these cards, and you're hoping that, you know, it doesn't get destroyed, for starters. And you hope to get all those counters going. And if it all works out for you, then it's beautiful. I guess it does also make the Paleos big. That is true. Are you still milling cards? Okay. Well, I don't know what your Slime Boy does, but I'm just going to make it so that doesn't become an issue at the moment. Alrighty, so... let's set the card we just drew to spook our opponent. We'll end our turn there. Okay, that works. That works fine. Yeah, this does, it only gets a max of 10 counters. Okay. Okay, I can live with this. Things are getting interesting here. It was interesting before when he actually played the trap, which, again, the pairs only have the one of, which is great for me. Make that big, huh? Make it big, big. Biggie big. Let's see. Yeah. Sadly, Shave Boy doesn't work right there. But that's okay. So that's a permanent 3,600 right there. Or until the end of my turn. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. I will activate my spell. Polymerization. And, oh yeah, I can make Guardian Chimera too, can't I? Let's see. How does the... Let's see. Blah, blah, blah. Destroy cards of the number of cards on my field. Draw the ones in my hand. Alright. Well, normally I go for other things, but... You know what? Why not go for Guardian Chimera for once? I've already summoned the fusion, so why not? So I'll go for Guardian Chimera. I get to pop a card and draw some cards. Don't know what all these do, but I don't care too much. I could get rid of... I see, you're gonna have my Awakening and get another monster. I'm thinking of getting rid of the 10 spell, though, because then if I get rid of that, its monsters become weak. No! My ritual spell! I was gonna use that in the future. Alright. That's what it is. Alright. Pop one card. I'm gonna get rid of the spell. I just don't trust it. Hello! Prep of Rights. I can work with that. So he is... Let's see. This sent to the grave by card effect. Target card in the grave is sent this turn. So blah, blah, blah. That doesn't do anything for him. It's just the fact that he's got... Now he's got this thing on the board. Gotcha. Alright. Preparation of Rights, baby. Get Archfiend's Awakening back. And I have a ritual in the grave, so... Deck thin? Wait, hold on. I always forget which button is my graveyard. It's like F... No. No, it's F1. There we go. I just want to double check how many skulls, summon skulls are in the grave. Let's see, 2. I'm going to go with Contract, because if I draw into my Red Eyes Fusion, I want it to still be, like, a use. So, yep. 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 And I could fuse again, but I don't see the need to do that. So let's see what this guy's going to do. Because clearly he had something to do with this guy. I guess he can just do it whenever he wants. So... Attack that one. I don't trust it. Alright, so now he's going to exceed into somebody. Now, Guardian Chimera cannot be targeted at the moment. So if he does anything targeted, I'm good. Oh. It's just this guy. Okay. Trap is sent from the spell trap zone of the graveyard. Activate card. Here we go. Trap is exceeded. Attach material. Target a card on the field, then destroy it. I cannot be destroyed, sir! Stop trying to do that. I don't appreciate it. Alright. Get rid of the Dynamicious. He ain't delicious. And then we beat over the Anacromappa. Alrighty. See, this is what this deck is capable of, people. This is the full power of Summon Skull. That's what I like to see. It's a shame that we haven't seen the Synchro. That's like the one thing I don't like. I haven't seen the Synchro monster as much. I mean, he just protects us from like destruction stuff as well. So that's kind of what I mean by the fact that Summon Skull. This feels like Konami didn't try very hard with these. Is the fact that, you know, a lot of their effects just feel samey. But let's go ahead and attack into the Magical Lava Dabba Dabba. And this will be game right here. Alrighty. There we go. Alright, Summon Skull had a very interesting day today. You know, we had our wins, we had our loss, we had another win. No, we worked phenomenally better than I was expecting. So let's go for the end screen, talk more about this deck and what's coming down the pike. Alrighty, everybody, so Summon Skull 2024. It feels weird calling this a 4 out of 5 deck, because really the first couple of opponents were probably, you know, they were lower tier opponents, but this is a lower tier kind of deck. It's not going to compete against like Horus or Evil Eye or any of the other newer things in this game, sadly. Unless Konami goes back and really supports these guys and gives them like some main deck support, it's not going to happen. But for today, Summon Skull did really well, and we got to show off a lot of the different combos and wombos in this deck. Not everything. There were a couple things we didn't get to see. Like we didn't get to summon out the giant red dragon Archfiend Tyrant in the deck. First of the dragons didn't show up. I mean, little things like that, like Archfiend's Call didn't do anything. Nor did Ascent, which is unfortunate, but their effects are a little underwhelming in of themselves. This just protects you from stuff. This is also protection, or I can't be targeted, but regardless, you got to see what this deck is about. It's all about the Summon Skull, baby. All about using him for various effects, and also his little buddies like Archfiend's Commander, and stuff like that, the Red Dragon Archfiend, etc., etc. So, hope you all enjoyed this deck. It was a very nice deck. I highly recommend giving it a shot. If you did enjoy it, don't forget to hit that like button. Consider subscribing if you haven't, because we're very close to leveling up to 860, baby. And that would be awesome. So, here's the deck list in case y'all were interested in this deck. Give it a shot. I guarantee you'll enjoy it. So, for our main deck, we have one copy of the Red Eyes Black Dragon. Because of the, you know, the one copy of Red Eyes Fusion, we kind of need the darn thing. More importantly, 3 copies of Summon Skull. He's our OG boy. 2 copies of Archfiend Commander, not only for popping our Eris, but by tribute summoning this thing, we can just revive a level 6 for our rank 6s. We have 3 copies of Archfiend Cavalry, just another thing we can pop with Commander, just to recover our Archfiends as well. 3 copies of Tour Guide to bring out a level 3 from the deck, make our Exceed, or what have you, maybe that we need at the time. 3 copies of Archfiend Eris, because it's really good with Ghastly Glitch. It's really good if it's Fusion summoned with the darn thing, destroyed in battle. Lots of utility to search out Archfiend cards. 1 copy of the Soul Resonator is an additional level 3 monster. Just about another thing that we can have in the grave to protect our Red Dragon Archfiend monsters as well. And it does also search us a Fiend from the deck if it's normal summoned or special summoned. So, a lot of utilities there. 2 Vision Resonator, because I like to use this with our level 6s. It also gets us our Absolute Power Force. Very nice beatdown spell, so I like this at 2. 2 copies of the Archfiend's Awakening. He's our big boss monster of the main deck. Some might say to play this at 3 at all times, and then you're only focusing on Archfiend's Awakening, so I don't like that as much, but that's a nice little thing, just to have 2 of the thing. It's not that hard to summon out, as long as you get your ritual spells going out. And, you know, he's a good monster. He's really good against monsters that are all about, like, you know, effect destruction. He's really good against those. 3 Allure of Darkness, because drawing into stuff is really important in this deck. We're playing like all dart monsters for the most part, except for like this guy. So, not bad idea to have 3 allures, or 2 at least. 1 Red Eye Fusion for the Fusion, 1 Time Terror Morganite to let us draw, or like, have normal summons out the wazoo, have more draws, all that good stuff. 2 Polymerization, because we got a lot of fusion monsters that we can make, and we like to do the fusion, especially with Eris's involved. 3 copies of the End Exalting Morganite is our big combination card. You know, play this card, you get to attack multiple times. You double up the damage, whoever battles is doing double damage, and it gets you Time Terror Morganite. We have 2 Preparation of Fright to get our Ritual Monster and recover our spells if they're in the grave. We have 2 Advanced Ritual Arts to let us Ritual Summon using stuff in our deck. 1 Contact with the Abyss, which I really wish I could use pre-prep with this, because that would make this deck a lot more consistent. But yeah, we got Contract with the Vista Ritual, summon out Archfiend's Awakening. 1 absolute Power Force to turn our Red Dragon Archfiend to an absolute beat stick. 2 copies of Pierce the Dark. Now, this is a really good card in this deck because a lot of our monsters are being made with a normal monster, whether it be our Synchro, whether it be our Exceed, whether it's being our Fusion especially, whether it's this guy, any of those. And this allows our monsters to beat over pretty much whatever. And then when we summon out our normal monsters, whether our monsters get destroyed or we distribute some of this thing out, or 5 of them, whatever, we'll get to draw extra cards. And lastly, 2 copies of Archfiend Ghastly Glitch. Since we're going first to go second with this deck, we do like to have a trap like this in the deck, just to be able to interrupt my opponent, ditch Eris, search out more things. Really good card to have. And I like it at 2. 3 felt a little too bricky at times, so I feel 2 is just fine. Now as for the extra deck, which I realized, is there a card missing? Okay, something disappeared at some point. I don't know what was in here, but we'll talk about that in a second. But here's what we do have in the extra deck. We have things like Bamboozling Gossip Shadow. We have Archfiend's Ascent. We have number 39 Utopia Beyond. We have things like Red Rising Dragon for the odd chance that we have like a level 4 and a level 2 on the board. We have Archfiend's Call, which sadly didn't get to show up, but he's our Synchro boy. We have our Scarred Red Dragon Archfiend, our Scarlight Red Dragon Archfiend. We have Beel's the Diabolic Dragon. If you're going first, you can make a level 8. This is usually better than making one of our Archfiend Dragons, because this has defensive power. We have our Tyrant Red Dragon Archfiend. We have Archfiend's Manifestation, good old starting Venom Fusion Dragon, lots of darks. We have Go First of the Dragons for our normies. 1 Archfiend Black Skull Dragon for our beat stick, and of course our Guardian Chimera. As to an additional card in, let's see. Let's just say throw in like 1 copy of the original. Because then when you send this to the graveyard, you just pop this guy out. There you go. There you go for another card in the extra deck, or whatever you'd like to put in here. But that's the extra deck. As for the side deck, a lot of different techs that could be potentially useful here. If you don't want to go the Morganite route, things like Bestials are very useful. Because not only they're level 6, they can be easily summoned out, but they got some hand trapping potential. Things like Magnum Hut, Druid's Worm, Baldrake, etc., etc. I was briefly going with lots of level 3s in this deck. Things like Psychic Tracker and Wielder combined with Archfiend's Eris and Turgide. That sort of thing. So you make lots of rank 3s or level 3 synchro, or level 6 synchros, I'd say. Or even level 9s if you get like spicy enough with it. Just remember that this can't be used with synchro material, so it really depends what you want to do, but things like Wielder and Tracker are an option here. Hard Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, which is something I wish I could have summoned off of using the Scarred Dragon, but sadly that's not the case. So if you're throwing in cards like Effect Veiler, then you could potentially put this in the deck as well, but not really something that came up for us. We have things like Photon Strike Bouncer and Dragolus of Imperial Dragon for other rank 6 monsters. Really depends on what you want to go with it. Rank 6s aren't something we often make, but Commander does give us access to those. We got things like Link Mail Archfiend, which is really funny to play if you're like really late in the game, most of your extra deck is gone. Summon this thing out, and then you can weaken your opponent's monsters. You can protect it by banishing extra deck monsters from the graveyard. It's a thing. It's not like the greatest thing in the world. It's mostly here because it's an Archfiend. There's also, if you want to go more consistency with the Red Eyes Fusion, go ahead and check out another one. Just don't play Dragoon. Don't do it. Don't do it. Also, we have things like Lightning Storm, just to clear out troublesome back row heavy deck, which, you know, we had not too much trouble with that sort of thing today. But if you found that your opponent's playing Floodgates and the like, you might want to try Lightning Storm. There's also Mock You the Magic Mist, which I really wanted to be playing in this deck, but it does cost you the battle phase, and this is a very battle phase focused archetype, so not the best spell in the world. That's a thing. There's also Foolish Barrel. If you want to just make Eris more consistent, just send Eris to the graveyard, and then just, you know, get another Archfiend card. There's things like Red Eyes Insight. If you want to focus more on the Red Eyes aspect of the deck, there's other Red Eyes things like Red Eyes Insight. You know, just ditch a Red Eyes from the deck, add the spell, just, you know, put another Red Eyes Black Dragon, ditch it, get Fusion, go for Fusion, that sort of thing. I don't really need another Advanced Ritual Art. I don't know why that's in here. At one point in testing, I only had one of this, but yeah, 2 is definitely where you want to go there. Super Poly is an interesting tech card in this deck. Not only because we have lots of different fusion monsters and different options, like Starving Venom and the like. You can go for Garura, the Bird of Resonant Wings, or Mud Dragon, whatever you'd like. But having Summon Skull on the board and a Super Poly could allow you to Super Poly any Dark monster your opponent controls into Manifestation. So that's an option. And lastly, but certainly not least, we have Void Calamitous, which is basically just a once per turn Foolish Burial. Just discard a card, ditch a fiend from the deck to the graveyard. It doesn't do anything else for you, which is why I'm not playing the darn thing, but it's an option as well. It is a thing you can play. It all depends on what you want to put in the graveyard, you know? So that's the deck, everybody. I hope you very much enjoyed it. Next time on the channel, I want to get snarky with it. You know, Memphis is going to be playing Jirax next, but when it's my turn again, I'm going anti-meta because I'm sick of combos, okay? This was a nice little bit of casual fun time. Next time, we're all business. So stay tuned for that next time, everybody. Your boy Memphis Ultra signing out. Y'all have a lovely day. And I'll be catching y'all again very soon with more Yu-Gi-Oh! Action. Till then, y'all stay safe and happy. Y'all have a wonderful time. Take care, everybody.